with our videos here to use the quadratic equation. We're going to solve. So I'm going to start off by picking out my values of a, b, and c. I'm going to write out my quadratic formula. The reason why I show such great detail is not only to show what I'm thinking, but also to stop myself from making a stupid mistake, because this can be a little bit tricky. So I'm just going to substitute my values of a, b, and c here. So negative b, so negative, and b is negative 4, plus or minus the square root of negative 4 squared minus 4ac. All that divided by 2a, where a is 2, b is negative 4, c is 1. Now, I'm kind of feeling nervous here for some reason because this is kind of tricky. So if I take a look here at this part, negative 4, pardon me, is just going to be positive 4. Plus or minus the square of negative 4 is 16. Watch out for that. Minus 4 times 2 times 1 is minus 8. All of that divided by 4. And when I'm working on this, I get 2 plus or minus the square root of 8 over 4. Pardon me, that was a mistake. Should have been 4 plus or minus the square root of 8 over 4. Now, this almost seems like I'm done, but I'm just going to take one more move here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to simplify this. I'm going to simplify this radical, see if anything shakes out. We should always try to simplify our radicals if we can. Now remember, when we have a radical and we want to put it in lowest radical form, we need to find it's best to find the greatest perfect square factor, or any perfect square factor of 8. So what I'm going to do is 8, I'm going to actually think of it as 4 times 2. Why? Because 4 is a perfect square. When I say perfect square, think 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, etc. So I'm going to choose to write this as x is equal to 4 plus or minus 2 root 2. Oh, sorry. Whoa, that was way too quick, wasn't it? 8 is 4 times 2 all over 4. So x is equal to 4 plus or minus root 4 times root 2 over 4. Now, pardon me if you're quite fluid with this, and it's no big stretch, but it's been a while since we've reduced radicals. So root 8 can be written as 2 root 2 over 4. And now what I notice is that both the top of my expression and the bottom of my expression have a factor of 2. So I'm just going to divide both top and bottom by 2. And this yields my result. So that's the solutions to this. Notice how these solutions are irrational. Not all the time will we have a rational solution. So here's a thing that I just want you to try out. Try solving this. And in fact, I'm just going to make this even easier on us. I'm going to make one side is equal to 0. If I make one side is equal to 0, and I'm going to solve, a is equal to negative 9.81, b is equal to 13.3, c is equal to negative 7.7. This leads to an interesting result. Now, although I don't have the result in front of me, I know from experience that if you were to plug these numbers in, and you're more than welcome to try to see what I'm talking about, this quantity underneath the root sign, b squared minus 4ac, is a very important quantity, as we will see next lesson. But this quantity will be negative. Well, what's the problem if this quantity is negative? Simple. You cannot take the square root of a negative number. So as a consequence, this equation is impossible to solve.